Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Checking in on CMG SKX NKE and TWTR, so a bullish break for CMG. Still a couple of resistance levels to be watching. We held the low of yesterday. We actually broke it by 4 pennies, but obviously 4 pennies is very insignificant on a $400 stock. So we built that base of support down in the mid 413s, and we do still have a little bit of resistance in the upper 420s. But if we see a bullish break of 420.98 tomorrow, we're looking up at 425.61 as the next resistance. So the bulls have some nice momentum. We're on the verge of a bullish MACD cross, and where this positions us on the weekly time frame is currently above the 50-week moving average. So if we see follow through for the rest of the week and we close above 417.27, that's going to be significant for the bulls after it rejected the price 3 weeks in a row, and we'll be looking for a potential trend change. Our sights will be set on 434.58, the next level, to try and break the lower high pattern on the daily time frame and see these Bollinger Bands begin ascending to the upside. SKX on the daily time frame, a gap down, still consolidating. We have key support of 26.26, and if that level breaks, we begin filling the gap. So we have decreasing bear volume. That is one good sign for the bulls, and if we can hold that support, we will be looking for a short-term bounce. But if we lose 26.26, that is a potential bearish signal where we're looking to backtest these moving average supports, and obviously there is a lack of support with this huge gap up that we saw. So pretty important to be watching 26.26 support over the next week or two, or however long it plays out. Bulls really want to bounce off 26.44, this 50-week moving average. It acted as resistance. Now the bulls want to hold it on a back test as support. That would show strength moving forward. NKE, bullish break of the inside candlestick for continuation. So we didn't lose that upper Bollinger Band, no bearish entry signals, and we have continuation to the upside. So our new resistance level is 56.69. We are still watching $60 psychological resistance, the lower high pattern on the daily or the weekly time frame, and a key support here on the daily now. Aside from that upper Bollinger Band, we have to update that every day at the open, but if we lose that upper Bollinger Band, 55.75, the low of this consolidation, is a level to be watching as well. NKE on the weekly time frame, we see that continuation, back testing and holding the 100-week moving average and scouting a potential bearish entry point just under $60 resistance. We're going to top fish with that level once we see the bulls approach it, and we are currently approaching that level fairly rapidly. We are now about $3 shy, and I would say that's about 6-7%. So we'll see how much momentum the bulls continue to have, certainly in control of the short term. And I personally, scouting a bearish entry, would love to see the bulls tire themselves out and just shoot straight up to $60 from here to get that nice bearish entry. And last, we're looking at Twitter. Very nice follow through for the oversold bounce. We had that double low at $15.50 and $15.51 and a double high at $16. As soon as we broke $16 today, that's the bull signal, with target number 1 being $16.26, but the bulls did not slow down and they saw a really strong follow through and a close up near the high of the day. So resistance is $16.60, and then we're looking up at $17 psychological from there. There's not a ton of resistance at these levels. The middle Bollinger Band on the daily, that's going to be just below $17 tomorrow. And the weekly time frame is a bullish reversal candlestick, but again, we can be scouting a bearish entry, because if we reject from the 50-week or the middle Bollinger Band, or pretty much if we reject anywhere below 1877, it's just another lower high in this long-term downtrend pattern. So the bulls are in full control on this oversold bounce short term, but we can be scouting a bearish entry, fully comfortable that the overall trend is in our favor. And you have to keep in mind that the overall market right now is at all-time highs. So any name that's showing weakness, Twitter, I'm putting Twitter and GoPro in the same group. We've been playing the GoPro oversold bounce at the chart guys, and I'm scouting a bearish entry on GoPro once the bulls tire themselves out on this oversold bounce. And that's because with the market at all-time highs, the fact that we're just hovering above all-time lows on GoPro, we have a little bit more wiggle room on Twitter, but not a whole lot. The fact that we're hovering just below or just above all-time lows, if we see the market begin to consolidate in any kind of significant manner, it's going to drive the price to the downside. And you have to figure if the bulls are struggling in the most bullish trading environment and stock market environment that we've ever seen, then what are they going to do when we start seeing some pullback? We can only assume there's going to be more downward pressure. So keeping an eye on the overall market, keeping an eye on these short-term bounces for the bulls to tire themselves out. I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow.